Hey, financial coach or future financial coach. If this is one of the first videos of mine you've watched, let me very quickly introduce myself. My name is Kelsa. I am the founder of the Financial Coach Academy, a training program for people who want to launch financial coaching businesses. We also do a lot of other things besides the flagship course. We also offer a financial coaching toolkit, which is a very robust group of exercises for more experienced or veteran financial coaches who maybe want to take the conversation even deeper with their clients. We also host an event every year called the Financial Coaching Symposium, which is a live in-person sort of conference style event for 40 financial coaches. We do that in May of every year here in Phoenix, Arizona. We host a women's retreat every January for 8 to 10 female financial coaches, very intimate group gathering. We do self-care, we do business development, all sorts of fun stuff together, and we connect and grow as women. Let's see, I'm also a full-time financial coach. The name of my business is Fiscal Fitness Phoenix. Try and say that 5 times fast. So you can hop on over to that and check it out and see that I live, eat, and breathe financial coaching day in and day out. I absolutely love it. And today I am going to share with you the number one absolute best way to market yourself as a financial coach. So I am excited to dive into that. I hope you are as well. In this video, I'm going to share with you, like I said, the number one way to market. It is not the only way to market. I just consider it to be the absolute best. And in my opinion, it is a non-negotiable that you do what I'm about to teach you in this video, okay? Before I move in, I almost forgot, I want to show you guys my shirt really fast. My t-shirt says, "Lady in the streets, freak in the spreadsheets." So as a financial coach, I love doing some number crunching, and spreadsheets are my jam. I love this t-shirt. I hope you like it. So, all right. So the most tried and true way to grow a sustainable, long-lasting financial coaching business is by building strong and real relationships with referral partners. Now, I know, hear me out, I know that does not sound sexy at all. I am so sorry. You probably wanted me to tell you about sales funnels, Instagram hashtags, Facebook ads, how to use TikTok, something like that. And listen, we have done a lot of other trainings on those strategies as well. So hear me when I say it's not that you shouldn't consider doing some of those things. I simply consider all of those things as supplemental strategies to building solid relationships with referral partners. If you are going to do those things, it should be in addition to you building strong relationships with referral partners. Building strong relationships is the foundation of a long, sustainable financial coaching business. I promise you, I'm going to tell you why that is today, okay? And I'm going to give you some tips and tools on how to do this effectively. But most importantly, why? Why do I say that? The reality is that my goal is to help you build a business that you can have for decades. So at the time of this video, I have been a financial coach for 12 years. I launched in 2008. And, you know, back then, I know I'm going to totally date myself right now, but back then, you guys, Instagram was not even created yet. Facebook did not have business pages. There were no such things as Facebook groups, and you still had to have a .edu email address in order to have a Facebook account. So if you know what I'm talking about, you are also dating yourself a little bit, you know, as well as me. So TikTok was not even a thing, right? TikTok's still a little new. Pinterest wasn't yet created. So in order to use any of those tools today, you have to understand that those things are constantly and continuously changing. New things are getting added, features are getting removed, they're changing the algorithm, all of that kind of stuff. And one thing that has been constant and stable over the last 12 years is having referral relationships with other professionals. That is one part of my business for over a decade that has not changed, despite all of those platforms continuously changing. So if they are significantly changing, then you want to be careful sort of hitching your ride to them, because as they change, that could actually harm your business, right? Where referral relationships, you are in control of those. You can nurture them as much or as little as you want. And once you establish those really strong relationships, they don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to change, right? So they can get stronger and stronger, but chances are you are in control of those. Usually, I know people want to hear something super sexy, and it feels exciting when something is new, or when Facebook rolls out something new, or Instagram does something new. It feels like there's this huge opportunity to strike it big on social media. I understand the appeal of that. I think we assume that if we post on social media, maybe it's going to get picked up by an influencer or another feed that's got tons of followers, and I am going to have a successful launch right away because of that. And you know what? I get it. That does sound incredible. I would love that. And it might happen once in a great while for somebody, but I don't think it's like a very normal thing. It doesn't happen all the time. It tends to be more of like a fluke thing. It's totally random and it's purely by chance. Maybe you pour into social media and you learn all the things, you pay a lot for certain ads, or you take some courses about how to use, a certain platform, and then they change their algorithm, or suddenly people start boycotting that platform for some reason. Or another new one comes along and all of your hard work begins to fade, and you're left learning a whole new way at the drop of a dime. And if your stream of clients comes from that source, it could also come at a time when your business dries up potentially, and we don't want that. Chances are you don't want, and I don't want for you, for your financial coaching business to be based on chance, or to be like a fluke thing where like, I hope this works for me, right? Let me see if I'm going to be one of the, social media or Instagram profiles that gets picked up by somebody, right? I want it to be something that is much more in your control. And as long as you do certain things and keep putting in constant effort and continuous steps, it is going to pay off because you are much more in control of it. Let's see. Let me get to my notes here. So you want your financial coaching business to be based off chance. I don't want that for you. I want you to have a strategy that is constant, it is repeatable, it is routine, and it is long lasting, where the benefits just keep trickling in years and years later. You can also keep getting better and better at, referral marketing and deepening those relationships versus needing to do a whole new pivot because all of a sudden a platform very quickly changed its algorithm or made changes to it. You can keep refining it because it's not going to change on you randomly. That is the power of referral partnerships in your business. So in this video, I'm going to show you, share with you a little bit more about this strategy, how to do it, why it works. So let's dive in. So what are referral partners? Referral partners are other professionals who are already in front of your ideal client on a regular basis. They're likely to hear that the individual needs your help, and when this happens, the referral partner recommends you to them. They do sort of a soft sell on what you do, how they know you, who else they know that's already received your help in coaching and how that's benefited them. They're going to educate the person on how to get in touch with you. They essentially do the job of initially selling you to that person sitting in front of them. It's like having a whole bunch of salespeople out there working for you. Most of us ask for referrals on a regular basis. This is such a normal way of living our life. You might ask friends or family members, what hotel did you stay at when you visited Denver, Colorado, right? Maybe you're visiting there and you're not sure where to stay. Or, hey, do you know a good mechanic? We're looking to have some work done on our house. Do you know a good contractor, a good handyman? Or maybe you're looking for a new hairstylist, and so you start asking around. Chances are you are more likely to use someone who is referred to you by another person that you already trust. And the same is true for all of our future clients as well. They are most likely to hire a financial coach when they hear about that person from someone else that they already trust. So building a successful referral marketing strategy involves 4 main steps. Number 1 is to identify potential referral partners. I'm going to dive into each of these steps in just a second. Number 2 is to connect with them. Number 3 is to train them on how to refer to you. And then number 4 is to nurture or deepen that relationship. So let's dive into step number 1, identifying who is in front of your ideal clients on a regular basis. I want you to think about 5 to 10 different professionals who are already in front of your ideal client on a regular basis. So let me give you an example. Let's say your niche is helping travel-loving millennials learn how to budget, pay off their student loans, all while traveling around the country or the world. Someone who is in front of this client all the time is possibly a travel agent or flight attendants or someone who works as a hotel concierge, right? You could seek out authors of a travel guidebook, maybe the publisher of one of those, or someone with a podcast that is all about travel and adventure. These are all people who are in front of your ideal client on a regular basis. They're not necessarily talking about money, let's say, but they could be very easily, and you could be the expert who can provide that value to their clients. So budgeting for that future vacation, strategies for saving, ways to save money at different locations or destinations. You could absolutely be an ally with them and collaborate on that messaging. They are very much in alignment with, that ideal client, but they don't do the same thing as you, right? They provide a very different service to the same type of person that you want to be meeting with. That's a referral partner. So the first thing that I want you to do is make a list of 5 to 10 professionals who are in front of your ideal client on a regular basis. And there are so many different options here. Financial advisors, accountants, bookkeepers, business coaches are some of the most common, but the list is endless, honestly. So come up with 5 to 10 professionals that are in front of your ideal client on a regular basis and simply start identifying them. Then once you identify the profession, you can start seeking out specific individuals to connect with. And that is the second stage of a successful referral marketing program. So connect with them and start to begin building a solid relationship with them. Start off by getting to know the person, even just on a personal level. How do they work? Why are they doing what they do? Where's their passion come from? Where do they live? What's their family life like? What are their hobbies? Tell them all of those same things about you. How do you do it? Who do you serve? How you help people? And really try to think about ways that you guys can work together. What are all of those personal connection points? What are all the similarities that you already have with this person? That is step number 2. Number 3 is once you have figured out that you've got some things in common, whether that's a similar value system, similar hobbies, you've got, a good personal connection, then what you want to do is train them on how to refer you. So this is actually not always easy for some people. So you really need to teach them on what to say, what not to say, who you work best with, who you don't work best with. Maybe there are parts of personal finance that you don't really help, but you've got people that you refer to and you're happy to make that connection or refer a client to those people. And then there's certain topics around personal finance that really are your area of expertise. And when a person talks about having a challenge in that area, you want this referral partner to think of you. So I'm going to give you an example. One of the things that I always talk with my referral partners about when we're first getting to know each other and I'm training them how to refer to me is I always say, don't use the word budget when you describe what I do. So oftentimes a financial advisor or an accountant or even a hairstylist will want to say, well, Kelsa helps with budgeting. The reality, though, is nobody really wants a budget, right? Most people want to feel a sense of control. They want to have a plan in place with their money. They, want to feel at peace with the decisions that they're making. But most people don't love the idea of a budget because what most people think of is that it's very restrictive, it's very strict, tells you what you can't do. There is a lot of negative connotation when people hear the word budget. So if I do budgeting and they don't want a budget, then I actually don't want what I do to be worded that way, okay? So, and I train the referral partner on what to say instead. So Kelsa helps you with getting control of your day-to-day money. She helps you look into the future and set goals and make sure you're putting your money behind what's important to you. Those are the types of things that I encourage them to say. The other thing that I tell them not to say is don't ever look at somebody and say, oh, you need a budget, you should go to Kelsa, right? That is typically not a great way of encouraging somebody to reach out. Usually there are certain things that I want them to listen for, and I also train them on those things. So when somebody says this, or if you hear them talking about this, or here's a pretty common myth that people believe, and when you hear somebody talking about this, that's a great referral for me, and here's a great response. This is not something they're going to get right all of the time, and that's why the very last step is really important, is nurturing the relationship with the financial advisor. It can be pretty overwhelming that they get it right all the time on all those different ways that they should describe what you do. So by continuing to foster that relationship with them, check in periodically, go out for coffee every quarter, drop by their office and, just drop off a coffee to them if it is a local referral partner. Periodically just send them an email and say, hey, what's new with you? Anything I can do to help you, or anything I can do to support you, or, letting them know that you are there, that you are thinking about them, that you are still helping people. That is what nurturing the relationship with financial advisors or accountants, hairstylists, whoever your referral partners are, that is what nurturing it is all about. So we do this in a few ways. So periodic check-ins, like I was saying, meeting just to see how they're doing, what can I do to support them, if there's anything I need help with. And it's not always like get help with like getting me another client. It's help with like, hey, I've got this thing I'm trying to work on in my business. Do you know anybody who does that, right? So you can really start to build a relationship where you are supporting each other in so many ways. Another way that you can nurture the relationship is by sharing each other's posts or articles on social media. So if they post something and it's like really good and it's not something you also talk about, but your audience needs it, you can simply take their blog post, you can take their article, you can take whatever they said on their social media and share it on yours, even if you aren't sending them a very specific client. You are helping them to expand their reach by getting them in front of your audience as well. And imagine if they did that for you, where they shared some of your articles. Maybe you've got, that example of a millennial who loves to travel. Maybe you've got a really great article all about saving for your next vacation, 5 things not to forget when you book your travel or something like that. They could be sharing that on their feed and getting in front of, getting your information in front of their audience. Leave each other testimonials. And a testimonial, I think a lot of people assume, has to come from an individual client, like the actual client who booked you for your services. Another great testimonial is from a referral partner, somebody who says, I've referred 5 clients to Kelsa. She's been able to help them all. They all rave about her, and it makes me look good as this professional who referred them. That is an amazing testimonial to have, in addition to the client testimonials that you also want to be getting. You can talk with them about your shared clients as one way of nurturing that. So be careful here, because if you, depending on what your privacy policy is with your clients, you may not be able to talk about them specifically with somebody else. Typically speaking, we will have our clients give us permission to talk with somebody on their behalf. So like their accountant or their financial advisor or somebody like that. That way we're kind of tag teaming, and being a financial support team for the clients, for their benefit. So as long as they give us permission, we can touch base with the referral partner and say, hey, I just met with so-and-so. This is what they're working on. They are, excited to start investing soon. Maybe I'm talking with their financial advisor. They are excited to start investing soon. We're on their last debt and they're excited to start investing. I wanted to let you know this is how their progress is going. Those are great check-ins, and it's a way of like strengthening the trust and relationship and communication that you have with that referral partner. Last but not least, you can collaborate on projects. Maybe you want to host a online workshop together, or an online training or virtual summit. Maybe there is something specific that referral partner has been invited to do and they want you to join in. That happens so often and it is a beautiful thing. So they'll get invited to go into a workplace to talk about, let's say, investing, and they also want to cover budgeting. And so they'll invite me to go in and do that piece with them. So I don't have to be out there seeking out those opportunities all the time. They are inviting me when they get those opportunities themselves and when it's a good fit. And then I reciprocate by doing the exact same thing. So the benefits of referral marketing is so significant, you guys. The first one is that there's a steady stream of referrals coming in, and chances are they're going to be highly qualified or warm leads, not just cold prospects. You'll likely be introduced to the person by someone they already trust. And when you connect with the prospect, they already know a bit about you and how you work. So they're probably going to still have questions, of course, but there isn't typically such a strong wall of skepticism up. They already trust you more if they were to stumble on your website randomly. If they're referred by a referral partner, they're likely going to trust you more than that stumbling approach, okay? Number two, you are stronger, more connected as a coach with having these various experts that you can also rely on. So you likely now have 5 to 10 other professions and probably multiple people in each of those professions that you can call on if you have a question. You don't need to be an expert in everything. We have some really great mortgage lenders that we work with. And so if I've got a client who's thinking of refinancing, I can call Dan and say, hey, Dan, this is what we're looking at. What do you think? Tell me what I need to know. Tell me what's happening with mortgages right now. What are the rates? That kind of thing. And I don't have to stay up to date all of the time on those things. I have got people that I can call on who are the experts. If your clients need someone, I have people that I trust to help them too. It is so normal, you guys, now that our clients call us just to see who we know, because they have learned that we work closely with some really amazing professionals, people who we vet carefully, that we have come to trust, and we know that they can too. And they love knowing that we are well connected in that way. So that is, if you can be that for your clients, that's another way of strengthening that relationship and trust with your clients as well. They come to rely on you, not just for financial guidance and coaching and progress on their money, but as somebody who they can trust for other parts of their life as well, or to connect them with really good people. So anytime you can be a resource for your clients, I'm telling you, it is a win-win situation right there. So last but not least, the third significant benefit is that you are in control. So Facebook changes their algorithm tomorrow, no problem. Instagram changes how things show up in people's feed, who cares? Your profile get temporarily removed from any platform just because they decided you did something wrong, which definitely happens. Just so you know, a lot of business people will temporarily get their profile suspended from some of these platforms, and you have to sort of like fight with them to grant your access back. Yeah, that's annoying and it's kind of a bummer, but it is now not detrimental to your business. You are in charge of the relationships you're building with others, and relationships are constant. It is no surprise that the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, was first published in 1936. and it is still relevant and powerful today. I want you to build something that is sustainable and routine and repeatable and doesn't have to change with the tides, okay? And referral marketing is one of those things. Social media is still beneficial. I'm not saying don't use it, and I am not saying it's useless. We're going to talk about that in just a little bit of how I would use social media in conjunction with referral marketing, but not in replace of. Okay, so a few additional points really quickly on referral marketing before we talk about social media marketing. Not every referral partner will become a strong referral partner. You may meet with someone initially and they're okay, right? They're nice and all, but you just don't see yourself really connecting with them. That, of course, happens, especially more at first when you're first starting out and you're trying to figure out what kind of coach do you want to be? Who do you truly want to serve? It's very normal that you refine your ideal client through experience and over time. And the more you do that, the more likely you can strengthen those referral relationships because you have more clarity on how you serve people and who you serve best. And so likely at first, when you don't have that total clarity, it can affect like who you're working with as a referral partner. So very, very normal at first that not all of them pan out to be really strong referral relationships. Some you will hit it off right away and it just feels right instantly. And others, it's nice you got to talk with them. It's nice you got to meet them, but you don't really foresee, much business coming from them, or you don't know that you would really refer to them. And you likely won't be investing the time and effort into nurturing the relationship much into the future either. But some of the benefits that come really early on when you're starting by making these connections is that you are practicing how to explain what you do, how to tell them what you do, talking about, what you do as a financial coach. That takes practice. It can be really clunky feeling at first. And simply by making these connections and talking with more people, it can really strengthen your messaging, even if it doesn't result in a client at the end of the day, okay? Another little tip, just so you know, is that at first you'll need to carve out more time for building these relationships, doing some of the outreach and meeting with people. After time, you'll end up getting a very stable group of people who are referring to you with reasonable frequency. And you're actually simply spending more of your time nurturing those relationships, more so than looking to form new relationships. So carve out time on your calendar to work on your referral relationships every week, but know that at first it's probably a lot of like establishing new relationships, and then it starts to transition to nurturing some of the relationships you've already formed. The last tip, number 3, is people you already know are the best place to find potential referral partners. So let's say you discover that one of your ideal referral partners is CPAs. Well, many of your friends, family, or coworkers likely have an accountant they use. So you could simply post something on social media or send out an email, or maybe you're at family dinner and you bring it up out loud. And you can say, if you've got an accountant that you love, I would love to be introduced to them. And then you provide guidance to those people on how to introduce you. Is an email introduction best? Could they do a text with a little idea of, introducing the two of you? You can give them some cues on what to say. You really want to make it as easy as possible for them to make this introduction. So, if they're not sure how to do it, they won't do it. So try to be as specific as possible with how to actually make that introduction and what your preferred way is. If you want to connect with travel agents, ask people, if they know the name or contact information of someone that has helped them, or if they've heard good reviews of somebody and they wouldn't mind doing an introduction. You don't need to like bust out the phone book or go to Google and type in, top 10 travel agents in my area or something like that, and then start cold calling them. You can simply reach out to everyone you already know and say, I am looking to connect with financial advisors, real estate agents, massage therapists, that kind of thing. Who has one that they love that would be willing to introduce me? Okay, that is the best place to start. So let's dive into social media. It is not useless, okay? So I'm not saying don't be on Instagram and don't be on Facebook or all those things. I actually think you should. I think it's a great way to engage with people. I simply don't want you to use it as the sole way of marketing your business. There are some benefits to using social media. I simply don't think it's the best way, okay? I want you to think about it as a supplemental marketing avenue. It's supplemental to your referral relationship. So here are some ideas. The first is know, like, trust. Social media helps deepen this. So for some people, they're going to call you as soon as they leave, let's say, their financial advisor's office, if their advisor just told them about you. So they hear about you, they literally leave the office and they call you right away. That is all they needed to know in order to connect with you, was that their financial advisor said they should call you. But for some, even if they hear about you from someone they trust, they might need a little bit more information first. They're a little bit more on sort of the, like, if you think about fact finding as a spectrum, you know, they're the type of people that need to do a bit more fact finding before they make a decision. They want to research a few things. They want to investigate just a little bit more before they pull the trigger on something. Where other people don't want to do any research, they just sort of dive in their, you know, quick starts. So they may get your name and information from their financial advisor, and then that night go check you out on social media to see what you're all about. They're going to see the types of things you post, the types of things you share. They want to see what other people have said about you, read some testimonials, that kind of thing. And the things you post on social media can simply be a boost to helping them pull the trigger. But how they find you, instead of the sea of financial coaches, they could Google like financial coach and see a bunch and not sure which one is the right one. It's like they get your name specifically from the referral partner, and then they go and type in your name. Okay, so I hope you are seeing the difference there. This is very, very different. Okay, it is not random where I'm going to go to Google and type in best financial coach or something like that, and just sort of like see which one's going to work for me. And as a financial coach, hope that they land on me, right? This person has my name and business name from the financial advisor or travel agent, you know, whoever. They are going to go to Google and type in my name. Very, very different. So now they're not overwhelmed by 10 different financial coaches. They're simply looking at me when they make the decision on whether or not to call, which is exactly what we want. Okay. So the other benefit of social media is social proof. So how you engage with others online, those testimonials or reviews that people leave, those are all forms of social proof, and it can all encourage the person just a bit more to connect with you. Imagine if, let's say, a prospect gets referred to you by their financial advisor. They go to your Facebook that night after their meeting with their advisor, and they pull up your profile and they see a testimonial from the financial advisor that's 3 years old. Okay. And that testimonial says that you've already helped their clients, that you have a great relationship with them, that you're amazing and they totally trust you. And that's 3 years ago. And now this client is thinking, wow, this advisor trusted this person 3 years ago and they still trust them today. This is not just like some random referral I just got. This is someone that they really do have a great relationship with. And that just up levels that trust and social proof completely. Okay. Last but not least, you know, social media certainly makes sharing easier. You know, social media makes sharing your work, your advice, your motivation and inspiration for people so much easier. So let's say you're a financial coach who helps people pay off debt. Your ideal client maybe is someone who enjoys self-care or personal grooming. So your referral partners maybe are estheticians or massage therapists, hairstylists, nail techs. These are all things I love, and I know firsthand that I sit there for an hour, and me and my hairstylist, man, you can't stop us from talking. We talk the whole time, right? My nail tech, I sit there and we have a whole conversation while I'm sitting there. So these could be great referral partners for you because they are talking and having great conversations with their people on a regular basis. So the hairstylist tells them about you and how great you are. But this client, they're just maybe feeling a little overwhelmed in that moment. Maybe they're feeling a little stressed, a little anxious. Maybe they got a bill and they don't know how to pay it and that sort of thing. So they're doubting if they really can be helped by anyone, right? Later that day, your hairstylist takes a few of your posts about debt payoff strategies, or maybe you did a post about how change is possible for everyone and that you've got to be hopeful. And your hairstylist finds these things and shares them with this potential client. That right there is the beauty of a strong referral relationship. They are nurturing potential clients and selling you continuously, right? They are taking everything you are putting out there already on social media, and they are going to curate it for the client and make sure that the client sees whatever is most relevant. They are narrowing down the field of financial coaches to you, right? When they talk to that client, they are removing the Google random search and pinpointing that client to you, right? And then they are creating a very steady stream of referrals. We now have, a number of people that we've worked with for years, and they, send us clients on a very consistent basis. And we love that. So tomorrow, if anything changes on social media or a brand new platform comes out and everyone leaves one platform that we're on and goes to this other one, it doesn't matter. It's okay. I don't need to drop everything I'm doing and try and pivot and learn something new. I can take my time to learn that, because the one thing that has not changed is relationships. And I want you to believe that. All of those other things will keep changing on you, and they are fun to be a part of. It's fun to engage on those things. We love doing that too. You can go and check us out on all the social media platforms. We absolutely love them, but we never put those in front of having solid relationships with our referral partners. It is the absolute number one best way to market your services as a financial coach. I hope you got some wonderful ideas. Please let me know what you think in the comments.